guys and dolls. Hi guys and dolls, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking a little bit about something I deal with a lot. And this is a really personal thing, but I did want to just come out and just talk about it because it has been getting more prevalent lately and it's really kind of scary. I have some notes right here. So basically what I want to talk about today is sleep paralysis. So I've been getting sleep paralysis since I was probably 10. And basically sleep paralysis is a temporary inability to move or speak while falling asleep or waking, oftentimes accompanied with sensations and hallucinations. If I look over this way, it's because I have my notes over here. This is one of the most common sleep disorders, apart from narcolepsy. It happens more than about 3 million times a year in the US. So basically what sleep paralysis is, it's called parasomnia. I know you probably have heard insomnia because that's the lack of sleep, but parasomnia is basically undesired events that happen while you're asleep. And basically is caused by atonia. Pretty much it's the chemical in your brain that lets your body relax and go to sleep so you don't act out your dreams. Sleep paralysis occurs when you are awake and your body is asleep. So when your head is awake, but your atonia is making your body go to sleep. So basically your body is paralyzed, and your mind and your brain are working and fully awake. So like me, sleep paralysis begins to appear in your early teen years, and you can keep it for the rest of your life. So this is not something that you grow out of. And oftentimes you can't take medication for this because if you just take medication that helps you go to sleep, then you won't be able to wake yourself up from these nightmares. There have been cases of people actually having heart attacks and strokes in their sleep, and they think that that is connected with sleep paralysis, which is super scary because I have gotten this a lot, my whole life, and just to know that I'm at a higher risk for heart attacks or strokes in my sleep because of this is terrifying. So, in 1999, a couple of researchers went and conducted a study on 752 different cases. Basically, they were asking all these questions about, how these people suffered when they were in their sleep paralysis state, and they just wanted to know, more about how they dealt with it. So, going through that, they found out that the hallucinations, or the actual paralysis itself, can be split up into 3 main categories. So the first category can be the intruder. So the intruder is basically people who feel as though there is someone in the room with them. They also may hear or feel the intruder as well, all while not being able to move. And the second one is incubus. So this is a more common one, and this one dates back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. People have made paintings about these. I'll show that right here. So basically with incubus or the old hag syndrome, you get chest pressure, difficulty breathing, and in some cases physical pain. Some people wake up with scratches or claw marks, bruises from trying to wake themselves up. Oftentimes if you have anything on the sides of your bed, like your lamp or whatever, they can become broken as well in your attempt to wake yourself. And when these paintings were being made, not a lot of people know about it, so they often were believed that the person who suffered from the old hag syndrome was either haunted by a witch or they were cursed. And the last experience you can have with sleep paralysis is still very scary, but not as scary as the other two. It basically is called unusual bodily experiences. And people may feel as though they are flying to another realm or of existence, they're floating in space, they're floating over their body, and this is also widely called astral projection. And not a lot of people will believe this, but I totally believe that astral projection is another form of sleep paralysis. Your body is completely asleep, but your mind is somewhere else. And it just makes you think like how creepy that actual movie is. What is it? Not Sinister, not Conjuring. I'm sure it'll come to me. I'll put it down the bottom, but pretty much those are the three different types of sleep paralysis. My sleep paralysis story, sorry, my dog. My sleep paralysis story is basically, I was really young, I started getting it. They started as night terrors. Eventually, as my body and my mind grew, the projections or hallucinations grew as well. My brother also dealt with this same type of thing. In fact, some nights we even had it at the same exact time, but we did not have the same exact paralysis. So my paralysis is, or was, well no, I should say is, it's still going on, is old hag syndrome. And I have a mix of old hag syndrome and intruder. So it will basically start as intruder. Like, I was watching a video on YouTube about it, and this man goes, he saw a little girl in the corner, and she stood there for a moment before she shrieked and ran up to him, grabbing his neck. And I read that, or when I watched that, it hit me at home right away, because that is what I experience when I have sleep paralysis. Basically, I always see one of two figures. The first figure is just a very tall black man, not a black man, but a tall man, completely blacked out silhouette. He has no features except for two glowing red eyes, and he just stands there. So he'll either stand in the doorway, or he'll stand in the corner, or right up next to my bed. To my wall, so that would be my right side. He will be this close to my face, just staring at me. Can't move. If I'm on my back, which I hardly am ever on my back anymore, he will be right at the edge of my bed or in my corner so that I can see, or he'll be in the doorway, and there's not much I can do about it. I can just watch him be there. The second figure that I always see is the old hag. For me, the old hag is very closely resembling to Mama. Now, I talked about this in my Scariest Things tag, but when I do see this figure, she is very tall, almost to the ceiling. Her hair is very long and straggly, and her body is broken and contorted to almost the fact that she shouldn't be able to walk. Old hag almost always stands in the doorway, or she's in the corner, and she will stand there like in that man's story, and then she will scream and run at me. When I am being assaulted by the old hag, I smell sulfur, and I'm sorry, I'm getting a little choked up because she really, really scares me. And I've seen her since I was really young, so I know how she feels. Her hands are very long, more so her fingers are really long. She will put her hand over my nose and mouth so that I can't breathe. And also, she will, whenever I'm around her, I get a lot of pain in my chest. I refuse to live alone. And Mom, if you're watching this, this is why I don't want to live alone. Because when I get these episodes, it is very hard for me to wake myself up. To wake yourself up, you have to flail and really push yourself. You have to get big bursts of energy. And I was watching a really, really awesome video from ComputingForever, and he did a sleep study, and he actually caught his sleep paralysis on camera, which is insane. If you guys want to watch that, please go down and watch that. It's really, really interesting. He explains his whole entire experience. He has the same paralysis as me, which is really cool. And basically the actual episode starts at 3 minutes and 13 seconds in that video. If you guys want to learn more about it, please go check it out. Also, if you don't really exactly understand from me what sleep paralysis is, you can go to Great Big Story YouTube channel and watch Sleep Paralysis, A Waking Nightmare. They're each about 4 minutes long. They're easy to devour, and it would honestly help you know more about sleep paralysis. My advice for someone who is just getting sleep paralysis for the first time: don't panic. Don't stress out. It's only going to raise your heart rate and give you more of a chance of having a heart attack. With the old hag, I definitely feel a bad presence. There's no reason that I should smell sulfur when I have this, but people say that that's because it's a demon. I don't believe that it's a demon, but I do believe that it's something in my head. There's something putting that image in my head. Long story short, I sound crazy, but this is just my own thing. I don't know if I told that. I don't know if that's just with me or not. My brother used to get sleep paralysis, but he always got astral projection, and so he could feel himself floating over his body, and he could see himself sleeping, which is weird. But he doesn't get sleep paralysis anymore. And the whole reason why I wanted to make this video is because he posted something on Facebook about it, and I remembered that. And a couple days ago, I had sleep paralysis, and it was really early in the morning. It was after Michael had left, though. So I had sleep paralysis, and then I tried to go back to bed, and I had it again. So I had it twice in a row in less than an hour in between. So I wanted to talk about this. I want to get it off my chest, quite literally, and I just want to talk about it, because if people have this fear, this, I wouldn't say disease, because it's not really a disease, but if you have this, there's no reason to feel like you're an outcast or ashamed or definitely feel scared, because it's a scary situation, but don't feel scared. Nothing is going to actually hurt you. It's just a scary situation all at once, and your hormones and your body is making you think that there's something there when it's not. Guys, if you have any questions at all for me, if you'd like to know about any more about sleep paralysis, I'm going to leave the links down in the comments below, down in the box below. Please like and subscribe for more creepy content, and I really, really appreciate you being here. Sleep well. Bye.